Kanto. Because I was confusing her with Misty. So, for a while, I thought May and Misty were the same woman. So, it took me until, I want to say that my second or third watch of, Helen, to figure out that, no, they are not the same woman. Because by that point, I had actually watched Johto and Kanto and all the movies there. It's funny though, because I have the movies. I own all of them until Gen 5. But it's funny, because Pokemon Heroes is my favorite movie. But I thought in that movie, his companions are Brock and Misty, but Latios and Latias are Gen 3 Pokemon. So I think that only contributed to my confusion even more. Oh. So, that is, I think, one of my favorite, just Pokemon related, Melitta-isms. So, yeah, that was, when I found that out, I felt like I had been lied to my whole life. You know, it's like when, your parents try to convince you the, well, probably shouldn't be telling anyone this, but, Mr. Delibird Claus is a myth. That is parent propaganda. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Though, in their defense, he's not actually a Delibird, he's secretly a Jinx. I just remembered something. Did I switch out my Pokemon? That way I can actually start training out my other Pokemon? Oh, well. Oh, that's not good. Well. The frickin' app crashed. Oh, that's not good. Gotta love them technical difficulties. Well, okay, everyone, you guys can see how I'm actually doing this now, and I'm gonna hopefully get it to work. I'm actually just checking my internet, making sure I didn't just crash on me. No, I still have internet, I guess. You know what? I wouldn't be streaming if it wasn't working. Okay. So I'm going to head over to my 3DS and get Arctic Base set up. But oh no, that means I gotta do everything over again. Oh no. Oh, it would suck if I had to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, now I'm gonna get Pokemon Yellow loaded up. We're gonna head into a Zarhar. We're going to look for Connect to Arctic Base. And there we go. And hopefully it connects well, relatively instantly. I've had issues where it takes forever to connect. So, you like jazz? Combe B. Benson told me this story once. He was a pretty nice guy, eh? I remember he also tried to convince me that there was a problem with peanuts on airplanes. Alrighty, time to do the things we did the last 10 minutes ago. least on the bright side, my file isn't corrupted. So hello everyone and welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. In the last live stream, we got the Pewter City Gym badge, the Boulder badge, and we struggled fighting Brock in this episode. I'm not gonna make you all listen to that again, mostly because I'd already gone off script. So, we're just gonna slowly meander back over to the Pokemon Center, heal up first, and then... You know what? Just as a bit of a thing while I'm thinking about it now. Okay, I got Plague. I want Wormy actually up ahead. More or less due to the fact that I kind of want my Butterfree sooner rather than later. Okay, so I'm also debating whether I actually need to go to the Pokemon store. What if I need to go to the Pokemart? Okay, I have... You know what? I'm gonna make the executive decision not to go to the Pokemart. I think I'm fine. I don't even have that much money to begin with, so... Yeah, you know what? Let's do the broke student thing, and... ignoring life-saving medical care. At least on the bright side, my Pokemon's medical care is free. Though, that's also only because, at least, Yellow here is taking in the league circuit. If he wasn't a licensed Lilac University student, it would cost him about an arm and a leg. And because graduate league members, contest goers, and other certificates Lilac University gives out tend to take priority because they're seen as more official and less sketchy, and it's just all bureaucratic stuff, you know, just, you know, like getting your Go-Goat license. Go-Goat. I don't know why, Go-Goat always sounded like it, like I'm not pronouncing it right. I always want to like pronounce it Go-Yurt or something weird like that. Anyone know what I'm talking about? It's that thing they started doing a lot in Kalos, and it's spread out a lot recently, where you can like ride that cute little grass Pokemon. Though I could never figure out how to pronounce it because Kalosian is a made-up language, and it's so hard to read or hear or understand what the heck they're saying. I am going to say this right now, we are firmly against Kalosian language. Kalosian people, though, very beautiful. That's what they do say. Lumia City is one of the fashion centers of the world. So, oh, you know what would be really fun to do, actually? I should plan a trip to Lumia City sometime in the near distant future. I heard there's some really interesting stuff going on there, like they got these little, I don't know, like parks or something where you can just catch wild Pokemon in the city. What a novel concept. Most of the times when you catch a wild Pokemon in the city, you gotta get the Officer Jenny's get involved and though I always never understood that. See, in Dakina, it's Officer Joy. Our Joys are the officers, and our Jennies are the nurses. I never understood why most other regions have it the other way around. That's just always confused me. Like, Officer Joy just makes so much more sense, and then you got Nurse Jenny. Like everyone knows that, like, that's just our natural professions. Like you're gonna tell me you're gonna take a qualified nurse and teach her to be a cop? Where's the logic of that? That just sounds like, okay, actually, you know what, Okay, hear me out. If it was like a medical emergency, like, you know, someone was attacked or something by like a wild, I'm just trying to think of something that's life-threatening. Oh, what's that? What's that thing? Oh, it's creepy looking. It's got like the creepy face and everything. It's from Unova too. I almost, yeah. Oh, Cough-egregious. Like if a Cough-egregious attacks, because that thing will just steal your soul. Or if you accidentally look at the back of a cicada, Shijinja, you know, like I can see it, but like in an armed robbery, in domestic terrorism, what is a nurse gonna do to help? Except, you know, tend to, you know, be injured, but like, if you're at gunpoint, I want my Officer Joys out there, you know, actually fighting crime and not, you know, just constant medical stuff. And I know we are, you know, people are saying we need to defund the Joy Department and stuff. I get it, there's a lot of corruption in there. I'm just saying, Officer Joys should stay officers. It kind of scares me thinking about them being nurses. Or at least the Jennies being nurses. And the Jenny nurses being cops. I don't know, that might be some internalized misogyny, but I don't know if I can trust them being cops. You know, and thing I've always wondered, at least with these older games, I sometimes feel like double kick will last forever. Sometimes, and just, it will not end. Sometimes I've seen it go for like, that and double slap. I feel like they've, I don't know how to word it. It's like they lowered the chances of it hitting multiple times. Like, I don't know, like, let's just say I can hit it for 5 times. By Gen 4, we'll go with Gen 5. By Gen 5, it's about 2 times. Or whatever, I feel like they've lowered the chances of it hitting multiple times after twice. Like, I don't know, it's so weird going from, like, the most recent mainline Pokemon game to the most, you know, oldest you can get. I mean, this one isn't the oldest, but you know, I've also been playing through Blue. I've been playing through Red. Currently in Blue, actually, I just got to Cinnabar Island, and I'm about to go into the Pokemon Mansion to find the mysterious, mythical Pokemon Ditto. Which is weird, because I actually did find one on a route earlier. And I didn't know you can get Ditto outside of the Pokemon, is it Mansion or Laboratory? I want to say Laboratory. Maybe it is the Pokemon Mansion, though. That reminds me of a certain green plumber. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad Pokemon game. Green's Mansion, or no, Leaf's Mansion. That's what it would be. Honestly, it'd be really weird if that was super effective against him. was I? Oh, yes. So, if, you know, the Joys want to be nurses and the Jennies want to be cops, I'm gonna say, you know, they can do that, I guess, but just know I am probably gonna be a little skeptical about their abilities. I mean, like, I don't want to be hating my fellow woman, but, like, I know it's internalized misogyny, but, like, some of the Joys I have met would make terrible nurses. Like, some of them I have met are shoot first, ask questions later sort of gals, especially when they got crazy people out there like Team Nox Hexen going around and robbing people at Pokemon and gunpoint. Like, do you think Jenny, sweet little nurse Jenny, is gonna be able to handle that? No, she'd probably faint, the poor girl. Did I ever tell you guys about the little family of Lopunnies we have around here? They're so cute. They just had babies and stuff. Oh, I love them. They're absolutely adorable. I've actually gathered up a few dandelions from like the neighboring fields and stuff, and I've hid them around the campus. You know, I always confuse the words campus and canvas all the time. Again, it's because I'm a natural born artiste. But I just love the idea of throwing dandelions on a canvas. That sounds like something Jackson Smeargle would do, or something crazy like that. Like, I mean, he did make that picture of soup at the soup store the one time. That was pretty insane. It's also kind of great too, because like, you don't... It's, you know, like, I live in a city. You know, cause like, we live in a city, it's also, you know, urban here and stuff. We get the occasional, you know, Rattata and, like, Pidgey and, Spearow, but, you know, it's also a lot of rural parts of this, too. You know, very nice and foresty kind of stuff. Like, I saw some Stantler and Gearing around here recently. Oh, and we can't forget about, you know, the little Veneeries. They're adorable. I love them. They're so cute. And, oh, and one time I saw a Skunky, too. It was... So, you're all gonna probably think I'm lying about this, but I actually have no sense of smell. I was never born with it, so I actually can't smell anything. And one time I actually got sprayed by a skunk. It didn't bother me in the slightest until it got into my eyes, which then it irritated them and made me start crying like I just inhaled tear gas. But the smell did not bother me. I was immune to it. Granted, this is also back when I was very young, so I don't remember it very much, except for like what people have told me, like my parents and stuff, but it was absolutely hilarious. It's also just really funny because no one believes me when I tell them this, but apparently, scent makes up like most of your taste buds or something like that. It like influences them in a way. So essentially, like, I'll mix foods because I'm a sociopath and I'm insane. But I love mixing foods and stuff, and to some people that's, you know, they get kind of disgusting or whatever. But like I've mixed some really strange concoctions that come out good. I don't have any tops ones off the top of my head because I've made normal food. And by I've made normal food for like the past few weeks now, it's been takeout. But yeah, like, oh, I'm trying to think of a recipe or something I did. Oh, one time I made a carp fillet, and I added a bunch of calamari to it. Delicious. But then I decided I'm gonna make it a sandwich. And so I made it into a sandwich, and then I made it essentially into a bit of a burger kind of thing where I wrapped the carp in some lettuce and some vegetables and stuff. And then I was like, this isn't weird enough. So then I grabbed burger ingredients. You know, like how you make a burger, you know, burger, ketchup, mustard, mayo, lettuce, pickle, tomato, I'm just trying to think what else there was. Green peppers, you know, all that stuff. Oh, and cheese, obviously. And so I threw that all into a pot. And I grabbed some water and I threw that in there too. And I turned the burger into a soup. By the way, that was delicious. But people were looking at me like I was crazy, especially because I had made a fish wrap burger essentially, and I made a normal burger, but I made it into soup. Oh, I do love my soups. Soups are the best. You get them at the soup store, and you have soup for the rest of your soup life. At the soup kitchen, in the soup store, at the soup place. It's also kind of funny because we've been playing a lot of Vampire the Masquerade. Specifically, we have it set in New York, and there's this one guy. He's essentially a chef from that anime South Park. But I made this character just to kind of like be like a mentor kind of guy. Be like, oh yeah, you guys are newly turned vampires. I'm going to be your cool random mentor. And as I was playing him, he eventually turned more and more into chef. So I came up with the idea. that he is a part of the Harlem Globetrotters. So every time he comes on, we play the theme. And then obviously he runs a soup kitchen called the Soup Store, and he helps people and stuff. But when I introduced him, he was so friendly. My players thought, oh, no, we don't trust this guy. He's gotta be evil. We all know Melitta. She likes to screw us over. So So I didn't trust him at all. And so I was like, guys, please just believe in Jeff. Jeff is like the one we sent to save you, because you guys got lost and almost murdered brutally. D&D nights are fun, and so is Vampire. But that was great. But I think the best part was that eventually, it took them a while to realize that the character was just Chef, especially after I had sung 2 songs specifically about helping them, and then it just turned into a song about making out. Oh, that was fun. That was that was a good session where it's like, Melitta? Is this just Chef? Maybe? I don't know. that was the height of my night while I'm DMing, is when my players look at me for an obvious reference they didn't get. It's something they definitely should have gotten. Come on, Bird Jesus, you are the MVP. Show the little rat that he's gonna be sleeping with the fishies. The fishes like Magikarp and Love Disc, and I can't think of any other fish Pokemon. Oh, yeah, I got one. What's that one? Oh, it's, it looks really ugly, but involves the Milotic. Oh yeah, Phoebus. Good old Phoebus. I think they made a movie about him once. I'm pretty sure he married one of those, I'm pretty sure he married someone that, I don't know what to call him at this point. Essentially it's about this very sad, deformed man who no one loves, so they lock him in a tower, and the priest guy is like, you know, gonna... Yo, I remember. The Hunchback of Lumio City, that's what it was. That was a strange movie. Talking, you know, gargoyles and stuff. Unrealistic. Especially when the play is so much more better. Gotta be a purist here, everyone. Though I do like the fact that they named a character after a Pokemon. That's what the original play/book needed more of. Instead of Quasimodo, they should have had, I don't know, Alakazam. Instead of, I don't know, what, Judge Holden, I think? It should have been, Judge Buffalo, or something like that, you know? You know, anything other than, like, a generic name, like, you know, Quasimodo. Like how... Okay, I guarantee you right now, the people watching this stream, or you know, the upload of it on YouTube, on Staryu, you know? I guarantee you, the people who watch this on the upload of Staryu, there's gonna be at least 20 Quasimodos out there somewhere watching this video. It's such a common name at this point, like, come on. Oh, Speaking about common names, I have never once met another Melitta out there. If any of you know a Melitta that is not me, I don't know. Let's start a holiday. Melitta Appreciation Day. You go over to a random Melitta you know, and you're like, hey, you're cool. Or like, good job. Because we need to hear it more. I mean, it's a lot better than this other holiday I heard about, where you go around and kick a redheaded kid. That's mean. Don't be kicking redhead kids. Instead, you should be kicking me. You wanna know why? Because I am doing something incredibly dumb by staying up for 24 hours. And that's mostly just due to the fact that I was in the zone last night and I didn't really feel like sleeping. And then when I was done, I looked up and saw, you know, the Volcarona going across the sky. We all know that famous story about Apollo and his Volcarona. And how he carries them across the sky. With the power of the sun, or no, it's the Volcarona and the and they are the ones who give the sun its power. I don't know, I feel like it should be the opposite now in what we know about Volcarona now, but I guess back in ancient times, you know, they were a little confused. Like, actually, this is one of my favorite little facts. Like, I think it was some ancient civilization, and they would mummify their, oh, it must have been the ancient Unovans. They were popular for that. But they would, like, mummify, like, their kings and stuff, but they believed the brain was, like, useless meat in their heads. Or, essentially, they thought your, like, your consciousness and stuff, I think, came from your stomach. Which I find a little funny because we know that, like, the brain can survive, like, a few minutes after, you know, say your heart stopped working. And then you'll live or whatever, but, like, it's like, obviously, if your brain is kaput, everything else in your body will die, but, like, say you know, lose an organ, or, like, you know, everything in your body is basically an organ, but, like, say you lose the liver, or your heart stops working for a bit, your brain will be fine. Like, eventually it will suffer damage, depending how long it is, but, like, any one of your organs, except your brain, could stop, or, well, parts of your brain could survive longer without other parts of your brain, you know? But, like, you know, biology is just weird. Sorry, I didn't mean to go rambling on about brains so much. I've just been really into biology. You gotta remember, if anyone asks you if you like biology or anything that you remember about biology, you always have to remember one thing more than anything else. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Repeat after me. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. If that's the one thing you learn in biology, it will be mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. You know, if I can get like free mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell in the chat, you know what? I'm probably gonna dress up as a mitochondria for Halloween next year. Mainly because I need a Halloween costume idea, and I've just set the bar very low because I thought it'd be hilarious. Though, granted, I wouldn't be like going out as the as like the diagram and stuff, so maybe it would look a bit inappropriate if I just did like essentially this weird capsule shaped costume. You know, I would love it for this thing to stop using rap because it is starting to bug me. The fact that I can't attack because my Pokemon are all stuck in its coils. And then it killed Plague. How dare you kill the Plague? The Plague did nothing wrong. All it did was want to spread love and joy to all the boys and girls. You know? Am I defending one of the world's epidemics we've had in human and Pokemon history? Yes. Hey kids, let this be a lesson to you. Sleep is good. Sleep is important. Get some sleep. You know, stop it. Get some help. You know, just some good old-fashioned sleep is good. I'm only live streaming because I didn't want to have to upload again some other point in the week, and I do feel bad about Wednesday and how just horrible that was. So I am trying to stream, you know, on my consistent things. Today was a bit of a weirder one where the software itself just didn't want to work for some reason. So I had to essentially just restart my computer. Also, if Appleton is out there, please sponsor me. I own like way too many of your past products, and please make the Appleton Gen free again. I love that thing. It came in so many beautiful colors. You know, we have the Appleton model green, we have the model blue, we have, you know, orange, we have pink. Who doesn't love pink? Obviously, I'm a girl. I'm a girly's girl. I'm a girl's girl, girly girl. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. Speaking of which, I want there to be a Pokemon pink. You know what? We can also throw in Barbie too while we're at it. You know, get Margot Robbie and something, and I don't know, dress her up as like, you know, Megalophony or whatever. I don't know. What do people like, you know? See, I never got the Megalophony whole thing, you know. I don't know, see why people are into her that way. Everyone clearly knows, like, the most attractive Pokemon out there is clearly Phoebus. Like, he's got buggy eyes, you know, like, we need to show everyone more Phoebus love, you know. We gotta show him our more love, like that, you know. Oh, I love how happy he looks. He's so cute. He's so chunky too. I hope he never gets thin. His sprite might change, but I hope he stays the consistent chunky weight that he is in this game. Like chunk is good, you know? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Chunky is beautiful. Chunky is the new fashion. All hail the you know what? The Paldea region even has a Pokemon with the name Chunk in it. He is the Chunk. And he is the Chunky. Have you guys ever seen that old Staryu video? You know, where it's like, oh, how would the world end in like 30 minutes or whatever? It's like, then you get it's like, you know, everyone's like destroying the world, you know, they're all firing off the nuclear bombs and stuff, but then you get Kalos, obviously, and it's like, quick, fire the missiles! But I am tired. Fine, take it out then, fire the missiles! I don't know why. I could just, I don't know why. I think it'd be even funnier if it was just done by Lechonks instead. So you got like Lechonk, Lechonk. Just have that entire scene just done with Lechonks. I don't know, maybe we can do it on Tickatongue. Tickatongue is obviously the underground version of Kling Klang that I just made up. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think anyone would find the Lechonk thing funny except for me. I apparently have a very strange sense of humor from what I've been told. Like, oh, Melitta, you know, don't run with scissors. You know, oh, look, she's running. Just don't tell me what to do, okay? We'll be fine. Like, you tell me to do something, I'm gonna want to do it more. Like, for instance, I'm gonna ride my bike in the middle of the Pokemon Center. No disembodied voice in my head. I will not stop riding my bike in the Pokemon Center. You know, maybe this is why people say I'm clinically insane. And they ask if I need help. Nah, it's definitely their fault. I would really love it if they didn't kill Plague, because I would like to see if you can actually, you know, take down this Weedle. You know, I'm pretty positive Weedle is one of the Pokemon who had like a very drastic sprite in Blue and Red. You know, in fact, I actually want to look it up because I know he's different, and I think I like this one more. Weedle, Pokemon Blue. Oh no. Sprite. Oh, I defeated it already? Oops. Ooh, yay, Plague leveled up. I think that was him. I saw someone level up. I thought it was Plague. Okay, my limit for tonight will be 1 o'clock. I know I said we would try to get to, but apparently... Oh look, they fist Cuckoo in his arms. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm so tired. It's actually finally hit me. Like, I haven't even taken any energy drinks or coffee today or anything. This is just, you know, me on like the lowest of low batteries right now. You know, beep bop boop bop boop bop boop bop boop bop bop. Come on, don't you guys want to hear that song again? The one that goes beep bop boop bop beep bop boop. Oh wait, no, you're right. I'm thinking of the one that goes beep boop boop bop beep bop boop boop bop boop. Honestly, I kind of want to listen to that meme remix again. Oh, I don't know if they're as popular as they used to be, but like, oh, I remember a few years ago, like, anything got the, you know, the, Mr. Krabby calling in and asking for, them to play that song again, remix. You know, like the Wii channel, oh, that was a classic. Beep bop boop boop bop, beep bop boop bop, beep bop boop bop boop bop boop. Beep bop boop bop boop bop, beep bop. Beep bop boop bop boop bop. Okay, actually, speaking about really silly, we, me channel, remixes, I remember a few years ago, I say a few years, I'm talking about like a decade and a half or whatever. There was this guy on Staryu who, he would add lyrics to songs and stuff. But I specifically remember one of them was the Me Channel song. And I'm trying to remember what it goes like. Right, there's a line and it took me so long to realize what the line actually was. I don't even think I could say it on here. I don't know what Twitch's regulations, for talking about explicit content is. But I know Staryu tends to crack down really hard on stuff like that, so I'm just gonna say it was talking about cartridge blowing and leave it at that. But yeah, it took me so long to realize, because I got so confused. But because the next line after that is gay and lady carts, and I was so confused by that, and it took me until I don't know, about a year ago to figure out what it actually meant. Oh, I also remember recently that you could just tell, like, when it comes to, like, adult things, I'm pretty innocent when it comes to it. But I was playing Hades 2 recently. By recently, I mean, like, last October. But, I'm playing for the game and stuff, and I'm trying to max out, like, I'm gonna say social links, but, like, all my relationships and stuff with like, Hecate and, who else is in that game? Hecate, Artemis, Eris, Nemesis, a lot of us's, but I remember I get Nemesis all the way up there, and then she finds me in the middle of I want to say it was at the Asphodel Fields, or the one where everyone's sad and depressed for all the stuff they wasted away in life for. Anyways, but I find her there. I'm pretty sure it was there. It was either that or actual Tartarus. But no, it was funny because, well, I met up with her and then she met up with me again. This one happened specifically in Tartarus. But like she was like, "Hey, how about we go do some training in those bushes over there?" "Oh, really? You're gonna help me?" I was like, "Yes, I would love some extra training. I want to see what happens so that way I can get stronger. Maybe you can help me fight the evil time traveling golden boy guy, evil golden boy grandpa." And then the scene played out, and it's not explicit, like, you don't see anything, but the implications were astonishing, and I felt so uncomfortable because I thought that there was training of a different kind going on, and it wasn't combat training like I thought it was. But I was so excited, to like get the goddess of retribution on my team, help me beat the evil grandpa guy, good old Cronut, but but then, and then she ran off. so not only was it like, oh yeah, let's just have a quick little session in the bushes over there, but then she runs off. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I should have seen this coming. I feel so awkward now. This also kind of happened to me in Persona. When I was playing P5, but I love the Persona games. That's one of my favorite. That's another one of my favorite game series of all time. But I remember specifically, you get to the point where you can call a maid service, to essentially help clean your house after after you learn some pretty unsettling facts about what your teacher does at night. So you call it up and you get your teacher, who is a part of a maid service, after school hours, because the school does not pay her very well. Like, that part they do make very clear. I think she's also in extreme debt. So she's in extreme debt, school doesn't pay her enough. So you keep hiring her. And you keep hiring her. One, because you feel kind of bad for her. Second, because the interactions are funny. So I get to this point where I'm about to max out her social link and stuff, and I get to that point. The implications are very clear that there are some romantic tension between you and the teacher. And I was like, there's no way in the distortion world that this game, I say it's made for kids, but you know, it's like teenagers and stuff. It's rated M for a reason. But I was like, there's no way this game will let you date the teacher. That is so icky. That is so inappropriate. That is kind of vile. Especially because the very first boss of the game is a teacher who drives his kids, you know, to hurt themselves, unfortunately, and abuses the other loving stuffing out of them. Verbally, physically, and, again, I'm not sure what Star U's policy is, or, Twitch's policy is, but let's just say it's the very bad thing a teacher can do to a child. But, yeah. So I was very surprised when that came up. I was like, I have to know. What happens when you date the teacher? And then I ended up with another character. I don't remember who it was. I want to say Futaba, maybe? Or the goth doctor? But anyways, I remember getting to that part. And I was like, so the game already let me date a teacher, which I already thought was kind of strange, but you know, it's also, you know, from, you know, Kanto has a bit of a strange reputation, specifically Saffron City. Like that whole culture around Saffron it's kind of cool though. They got this very nice, very beautiful sights there. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. But it's also kind of funny when you kind of jump back and forth between like your native regions games and you know some of the stuff that like would cause like such an outrage or like a big concern over here. And then other games it's like, yeah, it's wrong, but like full storytelling or like a really funny storytelling, I guess. It's more for humor or whatever. But I remember getting to the point where I think it's like Valentine's Day or whatever, and that's the point where like if you're cheating on the characters and stuff, they all beat you up. And well, that's what happened to me, because I was honestly very surprised the game allowed you to cheat on your partner. So I think it was definitely the teacher. I think it also may have been the I want to say there's a reporter girl in that game, though I don't 100% remember if there is one or not, but If there was, I think I was trying to go after her or was dating her in that game. You know, quote unquote. And then I was trying to go after Makoto. Cause I was like, oh well, if I'm gonna actually date anyone and like actually be serious about it, I wanna date the again, this is about 10 years ago, but I wanna date the girl who's, you know, closer to my age and that I like. Cause, you know, going after all the older women is kind of weird. Oh, Persona was such a strange game, especially when, you know, your first experience to it, you end up with dating the teacher and ending up in a 2.5 one-sided, unannounced open relationship. Yeah, that was definitely a strange experience. And I wouldn't even get started on how you summon your personas in Persona 3. But I think the one best thing is about any of the SMT games, Persona games, is only one of them has, now including Dante from Devil May Cry series, which is by far my favorite meme. Well, that and Surprise Pikachu, but I don't think anyone can figure that out. Surprise Pikachu is pretty surprising. He's pretty funny. If there's one thing I do love, he came from episode 10 of the Pokemon anime, which is also the same episode which gave us Bulbasaur. And I do like Bulbasaur. Hence why I don't own one. You know, I'm almost tempted to say I'm not going to be able to make it to 1 o'clock, but I also want to make it to 1 o'clock. I'm gonna push myself as hard as I can for you guys, but let's just say in the off chance I have to call a stream early tonight, I will make it up to you guys tomorrow with a straight through marathon, no breaks, no nothing, and we will do it for the full hour. I say hour, wow. That's less than what I give you guys. Yeah, the whole 4 hours. And again on Wednesday, worst case scenario, I'll also attempt to stream earlier in the day. Just, to make up for some lost time on your, well, for me and progress made, and then also to kind of make it up for you guys. I do feel bad I don't ever make it to, you know, which is weird, because I used to, you know, be a night owl and stuff. I don't know why I'm getting so sleepy by 11:30. I know I haven't been able to sleep in like the last 24 hours, but like, I'm talking about just in general. Happened last stream too, and the stream before that. Come on, Caitlin. I believe in you. We gotta beat up the Rattata. Honestly, I can totally see, like, you know, a Rattata, you know, going into like an organized crime syndicate or something crazy like that. Maybe there's a whole family of Rattata and they go on like a big boat or something, sailing in the icy seas. And then there's like, you know, some mafia types, you know, like Sharpedo or whatever. And they could trick, and then they trick an artillery to, you know, sling icebergs at a ship, which causes it to drown. And then they're all saved by the magic of Pokelantis. That is a beautiful idea for a movie. Also, the artillery should talk. Actually, you know, all the Pokemon should talk. Artillery, Palanfin, what's the other one that I was thinking of? Oh, right, Gardevoir and Gallade playing the main characters, obviously, but not only that, I think it'd be even funnier if they absolutely hated each other. So they got like the whole enemies to lovers kind of story. And then at the very end, we never see the villain get off, we never see, you know, any of those things, but we save everyone. No one will die. And I know what I was talking about, but I honestly just... Okay, yeah, you know, I honestly at that point where I'm like starting to have... where I'm starting to have memory issues in the middle of my sentences. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm so sorry, guys. The plan will be to get to 12 o'clock, or at least the next Pokemon Center. Hopefully. Again, I feel so sorry, guys. I don't know what's coming over me besides the fact that I was, you know, up for 24 hours. But, like, I'm about to, like, crash out. I'm, like, passing out in the middle of conversations. I'm just rambling. So, yeah, I'm gonna attempt to, you know, make it to, you know, the next Pokemon Center and to 12 o'clock. Oh, I am... Oh. Yeah, like, why am I tired? Like, I'm used to staying up until, like, 5 a.m. This is some of the weirdest stuff ever. You know, just, like, I almost said my biological clock. You know, just, like, how, like, the human body will, like, adapt its whole new, like, routine and stuff on a whim. Where my whim came from, you know, unemployment, but, like, still. Hello, do you have anything to say to me? I'm keeping an eye out for like one trainer in particular, because I need to know what he says. I feel like I should have quickly run back and maybe heal up my Pokemon. Because I don't remember how many trainers are between me and the next Pokemon Center. I know there's one, obviously, before you get into Mount Moon, but... I'm a bit, you know, concerned about how many, trainers they are before I actually get there. Especially with how my team isn't super good for, you know, fighting off Mount Moon Pokemon. Because I think it's all mostly a bunch of rock types or whatever. Oh wait, no, this is the Pokemart. I don't want to be here. Be gone, wench! Oh, you know what, guys? I hate to do this, but I'm actively falling asleep right now. I am so sorry. I promise tomorrow we will have a longer session. Okay? I'll brew some, like, extra coffee. I'll run down, get some monsters or whatever. I do apologize. I've only been streaming for an hour and a half. I am so sorry, guys. Especially because we didn't really do anything, except run back and forth between Pokemon battles and stuff. I'm also debating on maybe, you know, just running through this area and stuff, so you guys don't really have to see it, but also a bit concerned that, like, you guys will be mad at it no matter what I do. But, like, my concern is if I keep going now, I will fall asleep. And then, like, the stream will just continue on for, like, indefinite. So, yeah, I do apologize, everyone, but I am absolutely tired. And, like, actively about to pass out. Oh, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that I had, you know, already made the commitment of, you know, streaming, you know, every Saturday and Sunday, I probably would have said, you know, let's maybe call a break on this one. But I wanted to, you know, be here with you guys and, like, stick to my word. But, like, also, I'm, like, actively falling asleep. I do feel bad. I'm so sorry. I promise. I promise, I swear to the gods that, like, tomorrow I will do something to make it up for you guys, as well as Wednesday, okay? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, or if you're, you know, here, I want to apologize so much, but, like, oh, I don't really want to try to justify this. It's just bad form. I'm so sorry. I will see you all tomorrow night, and I promise that it will be longer, and it will be better, and it will be uncut.